Hey, hey, I hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday. As you can see today, I am out here with my horses. The other one you can't really see. That's Win right there. And Lulu is actually in the shed. You can't quite see her. Lulu's the one that I took to the show a couple weeks ago, and I'm actually taking her to another show tomorrow. And she she was a little stressed out at the previous show. Um, we got there. It was a long drive. It was like 4.5 hours. She hadn't been on a trailer that long before, except for when she came here from Ohio before I bought her. And she, we got there. She actually slipped when she came off the trailer, fell on her knees, which was, a really great first impression, I guess. And then, this particular show, the stabling was temporary under a tent, and it was a pretty windy day. So the tent was flapping, all the, doors were swinging and this and that. And she didn't want to go in the stall, and she was very, concerned about that. And then we got her in there. She did not want to eat or drink. And it took her until like sometime overnight to poop. If you're a horse owner, you know that colic is a big deal. Now she colicked. It was very mild, but colic is always cause for concern. And so this show that I'm taking her to tomorrow, I'm going to put some protocols in place for when we go. So my older mare, Win, she's 20, she's retired. Now she always loved going to shows. She loved trailering. She loved being on the showgrounds. She just thought it was like the greatest thing, and she just loved being there and doing her thing and like showing off, and she just was a fabulous traveler. And so I'd never had to deal with this kind of issue before. So this time around, I will be, I've already started soaking all of her grains. So she already gets soaked grain in the evenings. This morning I soaked her breakfast, and I will soak her breakfast tomorrow morning to make sure she doesn't get dehydrated. And another, Win's butt. Another like tactic to keep them hydrated on a trailer is to soak their hay before putting it in the trailer. And I've also been giving her, when we got back, I immediately put her on this ulcer medication called Reline, which my older mare has been on, and she seems to be doing very well on it. So almost all horses have ulcers, and that reaction, that sort of mild colic, could have been an ulcer reaction to the stress. So she probably has ulcers, so I just put her on the Reline. The only way to be sure is to scope her, and that's really expensive, and I don't really want to do it, so I may as well just treat her for it, because chances are she's got them. So she's on the Reline. I started this morning giving her a dose of UlcerGard. She will be getting a dose of UlcerGard every morning throughout the show. And that's omeprazole. It's actually, it's a humans use it for ulcers, or as well, but it's, of course, more expensive when you're giving it to horses. So as everything with the word horse on it. So all of that, I am bringing with me Banamine paste. You can show on Banamine paste, as far as I'm aware. And so you can't inject it, but you can give it orally. So I'm bringing some Banamine with me in case she decides she doesn't feel well. At the show, she will be getting all of her food soaked. She will be getting, we'll see how I might wet down her hay the entire time we're there. We'll see how she does. That's what I ended up doing at the last show, was like the entire time she got wet hay, which she was fine with. So there she is. Good girl. So, yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing this time around to hopefully keep her from, and I'm putting a little bit, she always gets some salt in her grain, but I'm going to give her a teensy bit extra just to encourage her to drink more. And I'm also bringing some bran just in case, some bran just in case I need to, do a bran mash of some sort, like a super, super watery bran mash. So that is the plan. And hopefully this time she, it's not as long of a drive. It's only 2.5 hours as opposed to 4.5 hours. So, fingers crossed she doesn't get so stressed out this time. Doing my best. I mean, she recovered and she was fine through the show, as you could see on the previous videos that on the videos that I posted of her doing her tests. Like she ended up doing great. So, as things go, it was scary, but it wasn't, the worst possible thing. So hopefully we will avoid that. She'll do really well, and we'll come home and hopefully come home with some ribbons. Maybe some blue ones, maybe. That'd be nice. But I'm looking forward to it. And that is pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, there's my horsies. Their butts, at least. And please hit the like button, share this video, subscribe. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram as well. I don't know if I'll have someone to video my rides this weekend, so hopefully I do, and I'll be able to post some videos of me riding, but I don't know that will be the case. I'm heading down there kind of on my own. There'll be people down there that I know, but I'll be, for the most part on my own this weekend. So I don't know if I'll have a videographer like I did last time. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week with, I think it's actually going to be another book review. So looking forward to that. Bye, everybody.